happening on the campus of Ohio Northern University, and today we're going to learn about how students and this program are saving an endangered plains garter snake. And joining us today, to my immediate left, we have Haley Gearing, and she's a senior environmental and field biology major. And then we have Dr. Catherine Krynak, and she's Ohio Northern University Associate Professor of Biology and the Assistant Director of the Nature Center area. So thank you both for coming today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Okay, so Doctor, let's start with you. First of all, how did the garter snake get endangered? Because I feel like they're like everywhere, you know?
Right. So it's been listed since 1974, but in Ohio, we've drained our wetlands and plowed our prairies, right? So it was largely habitat destruction. And then some of the management techniques that we use are also not so good for the snakes during certain times of the year. So burning and mowing a field, so changing management strategies helps. And then there's a pathogen that's also affecting the species. It's a fungus that's making them sick.
Oh, wow. Okay, so why did you decide to help start, this breeding program and let the students help out and learn?
So I'm a former employee of the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo, and they have been working with this program since the 90s. And so having the captive care experience and working with students and wanting to give them the opportunity to work directly in conservation, we started working with ODNR and Doug Wynn to start this program, and we were successful this year and had baby snakes.
Yay!
Yeah.
Okay, so Haley, how has it been, working on a project like this, knowing you're saving these snakes, and what's it like being involved in something like this?
All I can say is that it's awesome. So I've loved snakes for as long as I can remember. And so as soon as I got word that we were going to start a program like this, I was at Krynak's store like, can I please work on the project? And this really coincides with what I want to do in my future career. So I was really glad to get this experience ahead of time.
Now, you guys sent me some video, and I hate snakes. I don't know if you do. But I did have to admit the little baby ones are kind of cute. So what is the process? Because it looked like there were some watery type things and everything. So what is the process for you guys, or how you're doing this?
So the adults are kept separate from each other until we do their breeding in the spring. And then the little babies that you saw that were so cute, they each have their own little plastic container on this rack system, and each has its own heating unit because they like to keep warm. And we actually got a little creative in making sure that they don't escape. And so we have pantyhose over the top of them so that they can't get up out.
Pantyhose, another reason to have.
Yeah, we're pretty innovative in the bio department.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so Doctor, have you been amazed at what the kids have been able to, students, excuse me, not kids, sorry, what they've been able to do, and how, like you said, you've been able to release them?
Yes, definitely. So our students get to assist with our field surveys, looking for the snakes. They also get to do the captive care, and they're working with the snake's DNA and the fungal DNA of that pathogen to see if they're sick or not. And so they're getting the field work, the lab work. They're going to help write some grant proposals. I think it's a really great experience for our students.
Right, yeah. I mean, your resume is going to look so much better than so many other people out there, So have you come to love snakes even more? I mean, now is your career focused mainly on snakes, or do you just know the conservation effort part, or?
I would say I've come to love snakes even more. I mean, you genuinely go in with an appreciation for them, but then working with them, you realize each one of them has their own personality, like any cat or dog would. And they're super fascinating. And that's definitely where my career is geared towards now.
Personalities. I'm going to have to look differently at snakes. I just am. So do you think this is just the first step? I mean, how long will you have to do this to get the snake off the endangered list?
We have a lot of work ahead of us.
Oh, we do? Okay.
Well, in the state of Ohio, most of our prairies are gone, right? So these snakes are restricted to the Killdeer Plains Wildlife Area. So having these nature preserves is incredibly important for our native species, but we need to build their numbers. So that's why the captive program exists. So ourselves, as well as Cleveland Metro Park Zoo and the Columbus Zoo, work on the captive aspect of things. And then we've had researchers, and Doug Wynn has been working with these snakes since the late 70s. And so he's been surveying the snakes out at Killdeer and monitoring their populations. But we do have a lot of work ahead of us. But it's fun to get to participate in such a great effort.
Right. It's neat to hear that what you guys are doing. Thanks so much for sharing today and for coming. Thanks.
Oh, thank you for having us.
All right, don't go away. We'll look at the weather forecast next.